everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you from my bathroom. I have a really fun setup right now. I wish I could show you. I have my ring light like hanging off of my bathroom light here, and my tripod is in my sink, but we're working with it, and I think this is the most ideal setup because today I'm going to be doing my everyday makeup routine. I got a lot of requests to do this, and honestly my makeup routine is very simple, and I do my makeup in like under 5 minutes every morning, but I thought I would show you guys what I'm doing lately with my makeup, and while I'm doing this I am going to answer some questions that you guys sent in from Instagram. So most of these questions I asked them to be about like career or like growing up, like adult questions, so we're going to be adulting together while I do my makeup. And I also want to point out, it's bothering me so much that I badly need to do my nails. My nail polish is really chipped, and I'm gonna be like doing my makeup, so you're gonna see my nails, and the perfectionist in me is like cringing and screaming, and I would have told myself like I can't film this video until I repaint my nails, but like I said in my last video, I'm trying to just get over being a perfectionist and just be me, and like I don't think you guys really care that my nails are like a little bit chipped. I'm the only one that really cares, and I'd rather allow myself to make videos for you guys than to like really care about my nails being chipped. So yeah, that's like the irrational thought process that goes through my head. Before making a video, I make all these excuses, and I was like, oh, but like my nails are not perfect, and I'm pretty polishes. Like, I'm just gonna get over myself and make a video. So here's my everyday makeup routine. So I'm gonna start by pushing back my hair with this headband that is from like, I don't know even when. It's been with me for a while. I like it because it's thicker and it like really pushes my hair to my face. So I'm gonna get started. I already have moisturizer on my face from this morning when I took a shower, and I've been bringing it back to the basics lately and just using like really simple products on my face, because for a while my skin was kind of acting up, so I went out and went back to the basics. So this is the moisturizer that I'm using, which is the Cetaphil Moisturizing Lotion. It's lightweight for sensitive skin, as well as this is the face wash that I've been using, and honestly my skin has not been this clear in a really long time, and I really think it's because of this. I honestly think my skin just reacts really well to like basic products. So my skincare routine is really simple. Literally this and the moisturizer that I just showed you. So this is my Spectro sensitive skin, blemish prone skin cleanser, fragrance free, that I've been using for a really long time. I came across an old skincare routine video that I did from 7 years ago. It popped up on my feed the other day and I watched it. Oh my god, it was so cringeworthy, but I was showing this face wash, so it's a good one. Alright, so next in my routine, after I have moisturizer on my face, which I said I already put on after I took a shower, so I'm not going to put it on again. This is the Covergirl Clean Matte BB Cream for oily skin. I don't wear foundation. This is the most I'll wear on my skin. Some days I'll just put concealer like underneath my eyes and down my nose, and that's it. Especially because right now it's summertime, I have a little bit of a tan, my skin is looking pretty good. That's just like quick and easy for me, but most days I'll put on this BB cream. I put about that much on, and then kind of just focus it on my forehead, my nose, and underneath my eyes, and just rub it in with my fingers. I'm pretty basic. Alright, let's start with the questions. So the first one says, how do you deal with loneliness? That is my biggest fear, as I will have to move in August for medical school, and I'm really close with my family like you are with your mom. Please give me advice. Thank you, from London, Ontario. Yeah, this is something that I don't think there's a perfect solution on how to deal with loneliness. Living alone has so many perks and benefits, which I will talk about, but yeah, loneliness happens. So how do I deal with it? I FaceTime. My mom and I FaceTime pretty often, and I miss her just as much as she misses me, and the dog, I miss him too, so we often FaceTime. And then also making a conscious effort to see people. So make plans with your friend. Like, don't necessarily wait for people to make plans with you, because if you're gonna feel lonely, you need to take actions to make yourself feel better. So that means texting a friend, calling a friend, Calling people actually makes a difference. Like, you don't necessarily always have to like go out. If you're feeling lonely, call someone, and chatting for a little bit makes you feel like you're with them and not so lonely. But also, like, get involved in your community. So you said you're moving out for school, so get busy in your school community, join student groups where you're around other people, and that way when you get home you don't feel lonely, but you'll enjoy that time of like being by yourself because you've been with people all day. So that's kind of how I approach it, and I'm really busy at work and part of things outside of work, and then if all else fails, if you're lonely, your friends and family are just a phone call away. But best of luck in medical school in August. So the next product that I am putting on my face is another CoverGirl product, which is the concealer, and I've been using this forever. This one is in Light, and I just put this underneath my eyes and down my nose. If I have any breakouts, then I'll put it on that as well. And then I usually just pat it with my finger underneath my eyes. Sometimes I will use my beauty blender. Beauty blender is one of those things that like you never really thought you needed until you have one, and then you're like, this is the greatest. So just wet it a little bit under the sink, and then I just use it to blend my concealer underneath my eyes. Next question. This one says, what did you major in college? So I went to Ryerson University and I did a Bachelor of Commerce with a major in marketing and minor in professional communication. So now that I have my concealer on and my BB cream rubbed in, I'm going to set it with some powder. This one is all crumbled up and I'm just using the end of it. I have a new one though so that I can show you the packaging. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. It's lightweight and mattifying, and it's in the color Natural. I really, really love this stuff. As you can see, I repurchased it after I was kind of nearing the end of this one. It broke and crumbled, but honestly, I like it better that way. Like, I don't know, because it's more powdery, I'm able to like get it underneath my eyes a little bit better, but it's like such a mess to open up, so I have to always open it very carefully. So this is the brush that I use to put the powder underneath my eyes. The next question says, how did you cope with university, a job, and getting good grades? By the way, thanks for being such a great role model. Thank you so much for your question. My answer to this question is, it honestly just comes down to what your goals are. Like, my goals were to get good grades and to have a part-time job so that I can earn money while I was in school. And I was also still making videos, which was also a big priority for me and a goal of mine to keep up with and grow my channel. And like I said, getting good grades was a goal of mine, so it was something that I personally wanted to achieve. I find when you have it as your goal, that's what keeps you motivated to keep going and to do it. I used to have this saying when I was in high school, winners make it happen. So if it's your goal and you want to achieve it, you're gonna make it happen no matter what. And beyond that, keeping a great schedule, so making sure that you physically have enough time to accomplish all that you want, that's really important. So I used my planner and just like stayed on top of due dates and all of that, keeping track of things, as well as balancing my work schedule, making sure that I wasn't working too much, that I couldn't focus on school, and vice versa. And you also have to sacrifice things sometimes. So whether it's like hanging out with your friends because you have prioritized getting good grades and working a part-time job, or sometimes it's sleep because you've prioritized getting good grades and working a part-time job. Sometimes you need to sacrifice certain things. But again, it all comes down to making your goals and making sure that you're prioritizing the things in your life that are going to help you achieve those goals. Okay, I think I put on more powder than I normally do because I was talking too much. Next, I am taking my Tarte Treasure Chest palette. I really love this. I got it for Christmas and I use it every single day. So what I do every day is I take this lighter pink blush and then the lighter bronzer, and I mix them together on an angled brush here, and just kind of put it on my cheeks here so that I'm a little bit bronzed and a little bit blushed. And then I sometimes take it up to my temples here. The next question says, how hard was it to find your first job, and what is the best way to land your first job? Thanks. The way that I got my job was through a connection that I had to someone in my personal network. So they introduced me to my manager, and then after an interview, that is when I got the job. But it was through an internship. So I was hired as an intern between my 3rd and 4th year of university that summer. That's when I did an internship, and then I actually stayed on contract during my 4th year of university. So I was going to school full-time and working part-time at my job. When I signed that contract position for the 8 months that I was going to be in school, I put all my classes onto 3 days a week and then worked there 2 days a week because they were really, really close to each other, which worked out really well for me. Stayed on contract and I negotiated that. And so when I signed my contract position it was August before I started school in September, I also signed a position for full-time after I graduated. So I didn't have to look for a job while I was in my 4th year of school, which took a lot of stress off of me, and I knew that it was somewhere where I wanted to work, like it was a good job. Because sometimes it is good to like get other offers, like to be competitive, but I knew that this was a really good deal, so I really wanted to continue with it. I really enjoyed the people I worked with and all of that. So the point of this is that summer between your 3rd and 4th year of school, I think is really, really, really important to get an internship, because most people, that internship that they do, that's where you usually end up working afterwards, because it's really easy to like just finish your last year of school and come back. That is what I ended up doing, and it worked out. And I've heard similar stories from other people as well, that the last place that they worked as an intern ended up being their full-time job. But also another like point of this story is that it's all about the people in your network. So I never like formally applied for this internship. I was really fortunate to have been connected through someone that I knew, and that is why I got the job. Again, it's not always through a formal application, but through people that you know, and then you have to go through the like HR process and formally apply and all of that. But most of the time, getting a job is through people that you know. Okay, I'm not very good at multitasking. So now that I have my blush and bronzer on, I'm gonna do a little bit of eyeshadow. I'm taking a flat eyeshadow brush and this the light shade here, and I just put it on my eyelids as a base. Sometimes I bring my concealer up to my eyelids kind of as a base for that to help it stick. I didn't do that today. Then I'm going to take a fluffy crease brush. That light shade that I put was called Trinket, and then next I will put Caravan in my crease. It's a really, really light brown color. I like it a lot. It's very pretty. I love these eyeshadows. I think they're really pigmented. I love all the shades. I think they work really well for me. There's a few that are darker that I've never touched, but most of the lighter ones I create different looks with, and I really enjoy them. And then lastly, I will take this. It's a concealer brush, but I find it works really well for picking up like shimmery shadows, and then I'll just put a little bit of a shimmer in my inner tear duct, and this one is called Joyride. Alright, moving on to the next question. This one says, "Hi Rachel, I'm in my final year of university and wanted to ask, how did you decide your career path? I'm fairly confused what to do after engineering, like whether to take up a job or pursue higher studies. Also, I'm a bit scared about living on my own if I decided to pursue higher studies outside my country. Thank you for doing this video. Really appreciate your help and advice." So how did I decide my career path? For me, I just always knew that I wanted to study marketing, and that was really kind of like a calling to me after I started my YouTube channel. I don't know how I knew that. Like, it was just something that I really enjoyed. I always loved watching like commercials and advertising, and I thought it was really cool. So when I went in to study business, I was also curious about like accounting and finance. My dad's an accountant, and so was my brother. I don't know if I've ever said that. So I was always curious about accounting, and I did pretty well in my courses. Thought it was interesting, but I knew that I was missing like that creative side, and that's what marketing really offered me. So I'm gonna take this eyeshadow palette that has a brown shade that I put in my eyebrows. I take this angled brush. So for me, I knew that I needed to do something more creative, and that's what marketing offered me. And then my minor in communications came through. You had to take a few communication courses along the way, and I really enjoyed them. I thought that they were really complementary to the marketing courses that I was taking, and to be very honest with you, they were pretty easy, or I found them easy. That was probably because I was interested in them, so I found them easy. So that's what I kept doing. So find out what you find easy to you, what comes natural to you, and that's usually a sign that that's something that you should pursue. So I took a lot of business courses in high school, and they came pretty easy to me, and I found them really interesting. I was motivated to do my schoolwork because I really liked what I was studying. So that's why I went into business. For after university, it really just depends, and I honestly think like there's no right or wrong answer. Whether you should take a job and try it out, and if you don't like it, you can always apply to school and continue your education. I would say if you're really not 100% sure about pursuing higher education right now, try getting a job and figure out if you like that career path or like that field, because it might even open some other doors. And I need to really stress this, is a lot of learning happens on the job. I don't think that I learned as much as I did in university that I did now, like working in my job. You learn so much, and like just skills that they really can't teach you in a classroom. And also I learned a lot of skills and practical skills from being on student groups at school. So I was on the Ryerson Marketing Association for 2 years. The first year I was a marketing associate, so I helped with our marketing initiatives, and then the second year I led our events team, so planning events. And I think that year planning the events was where I learned so much, and I'm actually using a lot of those skills in my current job, like coordinating events and planning things, and just comes so natural to me because I planned like a really big conference with the team. So not only was I learning how to lead a team, but I was learning how to put on a conference and what goes into that. So that's where I learned a lot. If you're really not sure about continuing your education just yet, try working for a little bit, and you can always go back to school. You don't need to like go right away. All right, so this is my Becca highlighter. I usually just take it with my finger and put it right above where I put my blush. And then if I'm not wearing eyeshadow for the day, which I am right now, then I will also take it on my finger, put it on my inner corner if I'm not wearing eyeshadow, and that will be like my eyeshadow for the day. I'm trying to move a little bit quicker because I've been talking this whole time. Put on a little bit of lip balm. This is an EOS one. This next question says, tips to do well in work life. I also work in a marketing section in a multinational bank. I don't know, something that I went into work thinking was that everyone had to be like super prim and proper, and like you have to be like very professional at work, and you can't let yourself be like vulnerable or like show any emotion. But I think that's not the right way to approach it, and I think bringing your real self to work, which is something that I've been doing the last, probably since 2018, being able to like be my real self at work has helped me more than trying to like put myself into this box and be really professional. Because at the end of the day, you're at work for most of your life or half of your life. So if you're not able to be yourself, then you're not in the right job. I think it's really important to be yourself at work. It helps you to build better relationships with people and get work done better. So that's my advice. Be yourself, and that's what will get you further, I think. All right, on to my last step, which is curling. Oh wait, I have another step after that. So mascara and then lips. But curling my eyelashes are really important. This is a Uemura eyelash curler from Sephora, and then this is one of my favorites. This is the Maybelline The Rocket Mascara in the blackest black. I really like it because I feel like it holds a curl really well. I need to get closer to the mirror to curl. Curled my eyelashes. This is my favorite stuff. People ask me all the time about my eyelashes. This stuff works magic. Let's answer one more question. So after graduating, did you feel like Ryerson helped you getting where you wanted to be career-wise? Did their co-op internship help? So in my program for marketing, specifically at Ryerson, they didn't start offering co-op until I was in my last year of school, and at that point it was too late. So I never had a co-op opportunity. But I do think that, so from what I've heard from people that were younger than me, their program is really helpful in helping you get jobs. Also, I found that their career hub was really helpful in always like surfacing new jobs. There were like weekly emails letting you know of different jobs. And then finally, something that I really loved about Ryerson was its location, is that it's downtown Toronto, around all of the places that you want to work. For example, my company is right across the street from Ryerson. So that being said, there was a ton of opportunities for networking events. Like these companies, employers would come to the school and host these events, networking events where you were able to go meet with people. They had like recruiting sessions. all the time. And I know that a lot of schools have that, but I found that Ryerson had even more of an advantage because of our location. That companies were located all around us in the downtown core. So I feel like they happened more frequently and more often than other schools. And then also you're able to like follow up with people and go for coffees with people because you're local, right? And you're like able to actually have that opportunity versus like going to school in a city further away. If you meet someone at an event, let's say they come to your school and host an event, if you were to follow up with them to have a coffee, you either have to travel to them, to Toronto, where they are, or do it by phone, which is not as personal. Finally, I am going to put on my lip color, and this is my favorite. It is by Quo, and it is in the color Chestnut, which is a color that I think is like my lips but better. And it's a matte look, so I really like this. I've never really put on lip product. I don't own very many lip products, but this stuff is awesome. And it's really easy to apply because I find it is forgiving because it's a light color. Alright, I feel like I just talked for a million hours. But that is my everyday makeup routine. Sometimes I do eyeshadow, sometimes I don't, and then sometimes I'll put on BB cream and sometimes I don't. But this is like literally what I do all the time. So if I wasn't talking, I swear it takes me 5 minutes, but I was talking for most of this, so it did take me, I don't know, 20 minutes, however long this video is. But I had so much fun chatting with you guys. Thank you so much for your questions. I have so many more. That was probably about half of them. So I would like to continue answering these in another video. I'm thinking that I will do my nails next and continue answering these questions because I think that they're really important, and I love this like adulting topic. This is what I want my channel to be a little bit more of, like lifestyle advice and letting me share my experiences, because that's what I did when I was in university. I was sharing with you like my student experiences, but now that I am a working woman on my own, living on my own, I've learned so many things, and I feel like I have grown so much in the last year since I've been living on my own. That's like another topic that I want to dive into, like all the things that I've experienced in the last year, living on my own, being single, very single, and like starting my career, like throwing my all into my career. So I would love to talk more. Leave me either more questions down below that you would like me to answer, or just like maybe your 2 cents on any of the things that I've talked about. I would love to hear your opinions and your thoughts down below, because we are a family, a community. I would really love to like have a name for you guys. I think it's really cool when other YouTubers like kind of call their audience a certain name. I think that it builds community among us. I don't know. What do we call ourselves? Can we think of a name that is kind of with like pretty polishes in it? Maybe it's like the pretty community. I like that. I think that's cool because that's like positive, because we're calling ourselves pretty, which I think is really awesome, and it's like a community. So I don't know, if you think of something better, let me know in a comment below and we'll talk about it. But for now, I'm kind of leaning towards the pretty community. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, especially if you've made it to the end. Thank you so much. I love chatting with you guys, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!